Hello, welcome my dear life accountants. So in today's video we are going to discuss another life assets God has blessed us with. This is the final, but it's not the least of them all. It is called education. As we all know that education has to do with the deliberate process of acquiring knowledge, skills, and values. Education is not just about acquiring certificates from a school. Education has to do with the process of learning, understanding, and applying wisdom in solving problems in the society. So, education is a very important asset in our lives. It is an asset we cannot overemphasize because of how relevant and important it is. We need to understand this important fact that what we know shapes how we think, and how we think shapes the way we live. There is important saying that knowledge is power. In fact, it has been modified that the application of that knowledge is what is the actual power, and this is true. I am a huge advocate for education because I understand the importance of education in our lives. Education brings about transformation. It gives direction and it brings light. When you see an educated person and an uneducated person, the difference is usually clear. You find out an educated person is someone who enjoys learning, is someone who is open to experience and explore life, is someone who is open-minded, and is someone who lives a fulfilled and an interesting life. Remember, it's not all about going to school. This has to do with the willingness and the ability to learn through personal development. Some of us, since after our graduation from the university, have stopped reading. They think it's just about acquiring the certificates. That is not so for a life accountant. A life accountant is someone who needs to examine his or her lives on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, even yearly basis. That is why learning is a must. Acquiring knowledge is a must for a life accountant. A famous wise man, Socrates, once said that an unexamined life is not worth living. This is so true because when you don't cultivate your mind, when you don't develop your mind, when you don't transform your mind, you cannot examine your life. You cannot know how to reflect on your life. That is why education is a daily and a gradual process for a life accountant. I'm a huge fan of personal development. And so one thing education has helped me achieve in my life is that it helps me transform my mind. It helps me grow in every area of my life, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically, financially, name it. Education is very important in the life of every life accountant. We have to know that education opens the doors of our minds. It opens our minds to see possibilities in everything because it affects our thinking, and our thinking affects our life. Show me a man who is not doing so well in his life's pursuits, and I will show you an ignorant man who is limited in knowledge and therefore doesn't have any knowledge to apply. Show me a man who is flourishing, who is doing well, and I will show you a man filled with knowledge, empowered with knowledge, and is able to apply it in order to make an impact. You may ask, how can I be able to acquire this knowledge? How can I be educated? Start from where you are. There are resources everywhere. Thank God for technology. The knowledge we need is everywhere and easy to access. You do not need to get to the US to meet someone you want to learn from. Technology has made every information possible and accessible to us. You can download books from online. You can listen to podcasts You can watch videos on YouTube. You can access a lot of information from wherever you are in the world, only if you are willing and able to do so. My dear life accountants, I need you to embrace these important assets given to us by God. When you come to understand the importance and application of education in your life, you will find out that every day holds an opportunity for you to explore and see possibilities in everything you do. So my reflective question for you today is, do you believe that the knowledge and application of knowledge is power? And if you believe, how often do you educate your mind? How often do you acquire knowledge? And how often do you transform your mind with resources you got through education? My dear life accountants, remember, be the accountant of your life. Peace out.